teaching by trade, work, profession. And this is a very special live. It's currently June of the year 2026 right now. There's so much innovation in the computer space. There's so much travel happening amongst different Moorish Americans. And there's just so many opportunities and there's so much money and there's so much life out there and there's so much room for growth. And that's essentially what I really want to get into in this particular live right here. And as I'm speaking, I'm enthusiastic. The elders in the community have been sending me so much love, so much support. Brothers in other states as well, sending sending me off to Cuba, sending me off to South America. But ultimately, I want to pay my respects and give back the best way that I can, knowing that I'm from this particular generation. As you can see, I got, you know, energy cast all around me that sometimes razzle up my mentality. But I'm just working with what I have, and I know I'm blessed and graced by the Most High, the most beneficent, most beneficent, beneficial force in the world to be doing what I'm doing right now and answer the prayers and the aspirations and wishes of my brothers all across the diaspora, but specifically in continental America and the USA states. So what I'm about to get into right now is essentially the need for us as a group of people to know how to use the opportunities and the resources that we do have being from over here. Now, a lot of us, we have issues with wanting material gain and that aspect of banking being real detrimental to our self-esteem and to our mental health. Aside from being labeled and being notoriously perceived a certain way by all international peoples that we know at the end of the day is in our pockets like crazy. We know that as Moorish Americans and autochthonous indigenous solidarity um, increases. However, what everybody needs to understand across the screen is that the Wi-Fi, the cell phone, and the bank account that you're using right now is um, the Wi-Fi, the cell phone, and the bank account that you have right now is essential. And you always gonna need that. You always gonna use that. I don't care how woke you are, how much knowledge you have on Moorish science. I don't care if you 6'7", 300 pounds. At the end of the day, you're gonna have to use finance to complete something for something. Quid pro quo. At some point, you're gonna have to fulfill a transaction for yourself to get from point A to point B or from point A to point C, whether it's from Alabama to Florida or to Florida to Jamaica. Like you're gonna have to use your financial instruments and your tools. You got to use your tools. Now, let's get straight to it. A lot of Moors they get into the whole conversation of the birth certificate, right? So if you're getting into the conversation of the birth certificate, then you need to understand that by the time that person goes from being a child up until the point that they're able to generate income and money on themselves. And right now, I'm talking about average people that go to high school, middle school, university. I'm not talking about the people that's technically sovereign and they know this since 1997. I'm talking about us as regular, um, urban, inner city, regular going to school, high school, junior, senior peoples in this country that's labeled Latino, Hispanic, Black, white, Negro, color, all these different names, nationalities, Spanish, English, whatever it is. We need to understand that that birth certificate is giving life at the end to the social, that at the end is giving life to your ability to get a passport for one, and for two, to do banking. Yes, you can operate in the Americas with either or without any. Yes, you can. But that makes your life so much more difficult, and you have to do so much more study, and you have to be in rooms with folks that genuinely are geniuses to be on that level to operate with no financial tools, no phone, and that's a whole nother extreme of freedom. The freedom that we're talking about is as nobles in the modern day right now. Gold and silver is reserved for the citizens of a nation alone. We have to understand that 2010 to 2026, this particular time frame has been the most important and pivotal optimal time frame for anybody to be financially free as a sole proprietor, meaning that they have an SSN, to be completely financially free only single-handedly with a bank account and or a cell phone by means of you have a debit account. Now, when you have a debit account, all you really doing is now you have the option to get credit lines, you have the option to get savings, you have the option to also learn all this trust stuff and all this complicated stuff that all these sovereign Moors and all these people just trying to do. Yeah, that's great. However, every single person, naturalized, not naturalized, we all are under the banking system. I don't care if you're getting frustrated listening to what I'm saying, because tomorrow you're gonna have to pay that phone bill, and because tomorrow you're gonna pay for gas, because tomorrow you're gonna have to buy groceries. Because I don't want to hear none of this discussion about, oh, that's fiat money. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything. That is literally propaganda. Okay? From the time that somebody's born up until they're 18 years old, whoever your parents are, which are the granted settlers, they were supposed to put in money, be put in $200, $100, $50, $25 a month, a week, whatever it is, all the way up until you was 18 years old. You do the math. You do the math. Even if it was $25 all the way up until for every month, or $100 a month, all the way up until somebody's 18 years old, it's still gonna be a big enough lump sum for somebody in any part, in any corner of the world, to be able to create some sort of cash flow or opportunity. Now, you have a debit account. We all familiar with that. We all familiar with that. We have um we have credit cards, and then you have a savings account. Now, just because you have a social security number, you could pull into the bank right now, right? I don't want to see none of these negative comments. No such programs existed. That's because you don't know what the fuck to do. You don't know what you're doing. Just like I didn't know what I was doing. You gotta take the money, that lump sum, and you gotta open a broker account. It's the same exact thing as a debit account. It's the same thing. Credit, debit, checking, savings. It's the same thing. It's all crypto. It's all digital. It's the same nonsense. Except when you put money from your debit account, you transfer over like a regular, like if you was Cash Apping somebody or Zelling somebody or Western Union in somebody, you just put in the debit into another debit, which is the broker. The broker account is what now this live checking and debit and savings account is now live, where now you get to choose which companies you want to make money for you. If I can make it as simple as possible. Right now, you're using a Samsung or an iPhone. Am I wrong or am I right? You're using a Windows. Where are, like, the whole world right now is running on banking, running on technology, running on Nikes, running on all these products that you're using right now. Everybody's making money off of you having the products. You, the consumer, all the time. You gotta wear clothes. You can't just go outside naked. You gotta use your phone to make phone calls and get work, and to use your bank account. You gotta use the stuff anyway. So why are you, as the person born in America today, North and South, Black, Latino, Hispanic, labeled this thing the actual sweet Jew sanguineous, original peoples, indigenous people, Taino, Cacique, Yamasi, Choctaw, all y'all is originally from here. Why can't you be benefiting off the fact that you, as an American born person here, can't make an infinite amount of money and earn money from other people in the entire world coming over to where you're from and do business? You understand? Let me see this comment right here. Broker, subtext, jumped over. You need to do more study, man. Right? So, and I don't even know what you're saying. I don't even know what you're saying. You gotta be more clear with the comments. I don't even know what you're saying. Right? So don't and get out your feelings. Get out your emotions and get out your feelings. This is logic. Everything that I'm saying right now, all of these guys that have big ass properties, Trump, um, the Bezos, Elon Musk, even the guy down the street that owns the farm, the people that's running the parks, they know this. They know this. Where you at today? Yeah, so right behind me is obviously they label it Gothic structure. It got the arc. You see the arc right there? But that's Tartarian. That's all Moorish. That's all ancient Tartary. Right? So I'm right now in Lenape. I'm in the Lenape area. So you could Google that up. It's Lenape, Lenape territory. So ultimately, that's what I'm getting at, man. Everybody that's American born over here, we supposed to be financially free. Everybody that's coming from other nations, French people, Chinese people, Korean people, Japanese people, they could talk to you in your face all day, talk about how their country's so messed up and all this other stuff. Listen, man, if you coming from another country to North America, USA, you have to already have a crazy ass amount of support, knowledge, experience, travel experience to even get over here. You understand? That's like us going to Europe, or that's like us going to China. We already have to have a whole nother level of experience and knowledge and understanding to go and live these things and not be tied to our responsibilities. These people, they coming from families that have multi houses, multi this, and then they're gonna tell you in your face that, oh no, the money in their country is useless, that it's not as strong as the American dollar and all this other stuff. Yeah, because those people is comparing themselves to a bunch of mother that don't even appreciate being from America. They just love exploiting and take advantage of the fact that we without even knowing it, we are contributing to the greatness of what this whole Western hemisphere and this modern world is, because it's being hijacked. All the efforts of Brazil, all the efforts of the autochthonous indigenous people of the Caribbean area, the Antilla, all the people in Central America and Mexico, all of the greatness is being hijacked by one civilization up in North America, and now we get wreaked havoc on by a bunch of people that's acting like they're the ones that contributed to that, and then now they're the European Americans, and they're the thises, and they're the that's, and they're the Shaquille O'Neals, and then they're the Shannon Sharps. All sellouts. All sellouts. What I'm telling you right now, if you have a bank account, you were supposed to be financially free and have all the money in the world to do whatever you want. All the dreams and the prosperity that you wanted to do with your life, you were supposed to be financially free back in 2018, back in 2015. 2010, 2011, 2012, 13, 14, 15. Go on your computers right now and look at the prices of all the companies that's listed in the stock market. If you don't believe me, your birth certificate is created as a bond that gives them the authority to even use banks. You understand? We just don't know how to use them. And then we have all of these economic masons, all these gurus talking about that they know how to get financial freedom by setting up this LLC and that LLC and this and this. This all lies. It's all lies. All you ever needed to do was save a lump sum, leverage it for equity, and then do business off your sole proprietor SSN and allow you as the national 1102 A and B USC 1452 A and B, the national, the dual national, United States and the United States of America national, to be benefiting from foreign enterprise business. Why the hell not? Yes, yes. When you explain this to natives of the Americas, when you explain this to the autochthonous, start getting used to saying the word autochthonous, Americas, you will say, they will say foreigners are good at saving while we are wasteful. Yes, that's my whole point. We are wasteful because everybody is letting us run in circles and take advantage of the fact that we don't know how to use our luxuries. I tell you, man, when I went down to Ecuador, bro, and Ecuador is not far away, these shoes right here, you had to go miles to find a store that sold these shoes. I can walk through any city in America and find these shoes in a heartbeat at a Foot Locker, at a Marshalls, at a Burlington, at a TJ Maxx, at a JC Penney, at a mall. I could find name brand stuff anywhere. I went to Cuba. I went to Cuba in the damn hotel. I'm at a five-star hotel in Cuba. I'm laying down in my bed. I gotta sleep with the bed sheets over my head because there's bugs in the room, dog. Can you imagine the locals? Can you imagine the locals? And we still talking about America. You see what I'm saying? So we very wasteful. For example, like I love talking about this one, laundry. We spend $50 sometimes on just doing laundry. There's people in Egypt, they've never had a drying machine. Never. They just use the washing machine or a bucket, just like in Cuba, a bucket, and they hang it up. We, in 5 years of doing laundry, we probably went through $350. Probably more than that off of just drying clothes. Something that is free, just like water, electricity, free. And we over here buying water bottles. Free. So all these people that's talking about buy this class, buy this course, do this, do that. No, man. Follow the brother Aristotle Investments, Honey Drip Investments. That dude is on the money. He's teaching people how to make from $200 to $10,000 just by you knowing that tomorrow or 3 months from now or 5 months from now, Apple is gonna go from $300 to $350. Duh. Back in the day, this right here, this quarter, back in the day, like 1920, 1930, just one quarter was like us having $50 today. Duh. Everything is going to keep going up in price. That's how it is. But we so behind. Yes, we wasteful as fuck. Everybody from everywhere else in the world comes from situations that when they get over here, they looking at us like we just Hispanics, like we just niggas, like we just stupid because none of our parents had knowledge of self. They didn't even know how to use the things that they had. Whatever, just stay away from skyscrapers and planes. What does that have to do with you being financially free, man? What does skyscrapers have to do with you fulfilling your dreams and allowing your daughters and your children to go be in South Asia and Egypt and France, like all of those people over there come over here and they're fulfilling their dreams by coming to the Americas. Everybody else in the whole world is coming to the Americas. Do you understand? I know people in the Americas that don't even leave. They only go from New York to Florida their whole life. Their whole life. We have dudes coming from Korea, Japan, Bangladesh, third world countries sometimes in India, coming to Europe, going to Germany, going to Mexico, and they ended up and settling and staying indefinitely over here in Jersey City, New Jersey. And we haven't even left the block. So imagine they always gonna have more experience. They're always gonna be more grateful than us, and we're gonna be complaining about this Whittemore white man. Come on, man. Whatever, just stay away from skyscrapers. We got a bill someday located in Lenape territory to Lackawanna, Clifton, New Jersey. Oh yeah, if you in New Jersey, let me know what's good, bro. I'm telling you, every time I get on the internet, bro, I'm the same person that you see right now. I'm just passionate right now because it's summertime and I had a chance to travel a little bit and have these realizations. I used to be so mad. I used to be so angry. Like, yo, my father's dead. I'm walking in the street. Yo, now everybody's smoking weed. Everybody wasting money. I used to get so mad. And then I started traveling and I started seeing the world and understanding that the world is still developing, bro. The world is still developing right now. The stock market and gold and silver. Gold, regular gold that you will have. Silver, gasoline, industries. They're at the highest it's ever been. So if you would have invested money at any point in your life and you would have just left it there like a savings account, today you would have had 4, 5, 10, 25 times the more money, bro. And you didn't even have to sell it and get it back. You could have just walked into the bank and told them, yo, I want to buy a house with this profile that I have here as equity. That's why you see all of these white folk and these black folk and these Latino folk, and they mad financially free because they known this. They known this, bro. Ev- The United States is the number one country in the whole world with the most dual citizenships. That means, that means, that means that every country in the entire world is also American. United States. I can't just go to China. I can't just go to France, walk in that shit, speaking only English, and then now I have their opportunities and now I have their citizenship, and now I get to make businesses in their place and do whatever. But how come everybody could come over here and do it over here? Why? Why? Because we don't know how to use what we have. We don't know how to use our resources. All Mexicans and Latinos are Spaniards and white Portuguese. All of those names that you said right there, Mexican, Latino, Spanish, and Portuguese, all of that is corporate. That has nothing to do with nothing. That's all propaganda and that's all corporate. Mexican is a nationality within the Americas. Latino is a language and it's a Roman. A Spaniard is a Moorish. Portuguese is Moorish. If you really know your history or if you really know who you are, Mr. Marquise, you would know that you are owed by the entire world as a Moor. The whole world is like this right now, in your pockets. Yeah, those are all new terms. All that stuff. That's like me calling you a Walmartian, or that's like me calling you a Saint Josephian. Like you were Christian, so now you were Saint Joseph Cathedralian. We live in a corporate world. Everything is commodified. Like if you a Spider-Man fan, right? You a Marvelian. It's the same thing with Mexico, same thing with Latinos, same thing with Spaniards, same thing with Portuguese. All that shit's corporate. All that shit is corporate. All these millionaires and all these billionaires, they don't even have real nationalities. They buying citizenships and then acting like they Americans. America's a continent, dog. Come on, man. North and South. I'm Cuban. My mom was born in Cuba. Her mom was born in Cuba. Her mom was born in Cuba. And then the family that I don't know about from the 1700s was from the fucking Philippines. My father's side of the family was all Puerto Rican, Puerto Rican, Puerto Rican. And then they were from Portugal. Now I just happen to look like this. But if I really research and I listen to people that have been in America 3,800 BC, so 5,800 years, the Washita Moors, giant fucking dreadlock people, talking about who I am and who those people are, you will understand that there was Moors everywhere. In the islands, in the Caribbean, Maroons, Maroon, Morenos, Moreno, Moros, Morro. In Spain and Europe, Moor. North America, Muur. In the Philippines, Moro. South Asia, India, go down to Sri Lanka, put Sri Lanka Moors, Srilanka, Sri Lanka, Moors, Moors, everywhere. When I was young, older, so-called black people were calling themselves negros. Now that's an offensive term because a white guy says so. I mean, again, that thing with the white people and that stuff don't even that's not even that's just corporate. It's corporate. Nobody's white. I'm pale as a motherfucker right here, but if I take off my hat, I have a fro. Doesn't mean that I'm white. Not even white people would say I'm white. White people will come to me and be like, oh, he a nigga, or he a spick, or he a Spanish man, or he a Latino, or he a Puerto Rican. They're gonna just keep, or I'm an Arab. My own people call me an Arab. I don't even speak Arabic. Come on, man. It's a game. It's a game. It's just corporate, bro. Everything's corporate at the end of the day. They just did that to us over here in the America so that they could set up the new financial world that we are trying to catch up and figure it out. But we need to find out who we are and be comfortable in who we are and stop listening to these people that's constantly focused on race all the time. That's all communism. That's all political theory. That's all shit to make you go crazy. That's military tactics. That shit is crazy. If I have $1 million and I'm playing drums and then you come at me and you start playing, you start recording me, and you happen to be a dreadlock, tall ass dude, and I'm playing the drums, yo, I really appreciate you taking that video and I give you $500. You're gonna be mad at me now because I have a light skin color? But if it's Jeff Bezos that gives you the opportunity as the only melanated person in the room to do something, he's your Lord and Savior. But you got a brother like me trying to tell you right now, yo, you can fulfill your dreams like everybody else across the world is doing. I'm the bad guy now. Come on, man. You got to grow up. I got 2 more minutes if anybody have any questions. But check out QQQ, all capital. SPY, all capital. VOO, all capital. Those are 3 savings accounts that are considered to be ETF stocks that you could just keep dipping money into. In 10 years, 20 years, you just keep putting money in that motherfucker. You're gonna have so much money. You're gonna be rich as fuck. And that's the shit that we should have been doing. Like all of these big ass rich people, they've been doing that mad long, just investing. Another one, XRP. This is cryptocurrency. XRP, BTC, and you can look at SOL or Ethereum, ETH. Those 4 right there. You keep putting a little $20 a month, $20 a week into that. 5 years from now, you're gonna be balling. You're gonna be balling. You look at gold and silver. Gold and silver back in 2022 was $1,500. Gold and silver today, gold is 4 times its price. It's $4,000, the highest it's ever been. So if you would have had gold that you bought back in 2005 that cost you $1,000, today that shit would be $4,000 if you cash it in. Cash. Come on, man. Have you peeped the Moorish buildings in Patterson? Yeah, I went to school in Patterson. I went to school right there. There's Moorish everything everywhere, bro. But it's overwhelming for people that's coming into the knowledge because it gets you pissed, like it gets you really like upset Like there's Moorish everything everywhere. Like look across the street right here. I'll show you real quick. Look at that building right there. You got the arcs with the columns. That's Moorish as fuck. You just wouldn't be able to see it. You know what I mean? That's Moorish as hell. This is Moorish as hell. Look at the columns. Like no so-called white man made this, bro. This is your ancestors, melanated, Asiatic genius. The people who built pyramids, language, the Egyptians. We did this. Not no motherfucking horse and buggy farmer. Fuck out of here, dog. All of these people that you see right here, all of this stuff, all of this right here, they just fucking with you. This image right here, this is Caesar Bonzer. That's not Jesus, bro. Put second son of Pope Alexander in Google. You're gonna see that this is the image of a pope from France back in like 1500. That's not Jesus, bro. Jesus had dreadlocks, bro. Come on, man. Y'all kidding me? Shit is elementary. But yo, I really appreciate you guys tapping in with me, right? Just invest your money. Stick to the people that love you. I'm your boy Marcoelboriken. I'm with the Moors of Light. You already know what it is. Financial freedom is the order of the day. Travel and get your passport.